Hey everybody, welcome to tonight's Monday Mojo call. I'm excited to have our special guest Cassie Heinz here on our call, and it looks like we have a great representation of our team, Team Ripped 411, and Cassie's team as well. Just so everybody knows, this call is being recorded, so if you are here live, you get the extra special benefit of getting to ask Cassie any questions about her story. And if you're watching this on video, we're glad that you've taken the time to watch this as well. My name is Michael McBride, and I'm the founder of Team Rich 411. Tonight, Cassie is going to tell a little bit about her story. Cassie has been in the fitness world for several years now and has a fantastic story and has just recently been really finding a lot of great success and is going to share some tips. So I'm going to pass the floor over to Cassie and let you do your thing. Thanks so much.
Hey everyone, I am from Michigan. I'm about 25 minutes north of Detroit, 29 years old, newly single, and I'm a mother of a little Jack Russell Corgi mix. And I began my fitness journey in April 2012. I've always pretty much been a slender girl. I was in dance my whole life, but when you hit your mid-20s, your metabolism slows down a little bit. So I decided that I wanted to get in shape a little bit, start eating healthier, and just see what I could do with my body. So I picked up Terrible Fire and Shakeology from my coach. And I was signed up as a coach because I wanted to help people, but I didn't exactly know that fitness was beyond just how you looked. I was just so focused on the outside that I figured that that's, what drove everybody else as well. So I started doing these workouts, and if anyone's ever been involved with Chalene Johnson, she's the Turbo Fire trainer, you know that she's all about taking care of yourself, self-love, being positive, surrounding yourself with positive people. And at the time I was married, and my ex-husband's a great guy, but I had a lot of other negative people in my life. I didn't have much support from him, and I was just a very negative, whiny girl. I mean, if you were to go back to my Facebook and look in 2012, I was that girl that was complaining, posting about drama, talking about just gossip and negativity in my life, but I wasn't doing anything about it. I was just joining in the negativity. So after doing these workouts, during the workouts, I'm hearing Chalene Johnson saying, "You're worth it. You should put yourself first. If your friends don't get fit, get new friends," which, she's not saying that if your friends are overweight or whatever, that you shouldn't be friends with them, but she's saying that you need to surround yourself with people that are like-minded, people that are going to lift you up and make you a better version of you. So that's when I decided to take control of my life. And I started to block out the negative people. And, through that, my marriage wasn't getting better. We were very unhappy. Counseling wasn't working. And so I ended up separating in July of 2013, which was extremely difficult for me. I had only been with my husband since I was 17. I was with nobody else. That's all I knew. So to all of a sudden just being alone, I felt completely lost. So I moved in with my mom, and I began really, really bad behaviors. I started going out all the time. I started drinking a lot. I was just bored at home being alone. So I would make plans to get out of the house and to not be alone. So I found myself going out, eating crap restaurant food 2-3 times a week, and just acting in a way that was not becoming of my morals and how I was raised. I just wasn't happy with my actions and how I presented myself and how I was just acting. So let's fast forward a little bit. 6 months down the road, I realized I went from a size 3, 112 pounds, to a size 7, 130. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but I'm 5 foot. So that's a huge change for me. A lot of things with my body I wasn't comfortable with. I lost my energy. I lost my confidence in myself. I'd always been confident about my body, and all of a sudden I just felt like, the hell did I do to myself? So fast forward a little bit, December 2013 or 2014, our divorce was final. We had tried to work on it and maybe date a little bit, talk about things. Didn't really work out. And so I decided to pick myself up. I needed to lose this weight and I needed to feel confident about myself. Well, instead of slowly progressing with a meal plan and, just normal exercises, I was so determined to lose the weight that I began restricting. I restricted to the point of living on fruit all day. So where did that lead me? I began to binge eat. So it took me into a horrible cycle of nutritional habits. Some people can go full vegetarian or vegan, whatever, and they're fine. But I have an addictive personality. I know my limits now. I can't just go from, eating everything in the book to cold turkey. It doesn't work for me. So meanwhile, I'm working out hardcore and I'm not seeing any changes because I'm eating like crap. Like, it's not going to help you if you're vegetarian 6 days a week and then you're binging all day on a Saturday, eating pizza, Oreos, cake. Like, I'm embarrassed to even tell you guys what I would go grab at the gas station next to me, or, because it's like I'm a fitness coach. I need to represent myself. And I wasn't, which is embarrassing. So I decided that I had a binge eating problem, and I began to focus on that. So going to more of a moderate diet and allowing myself treat foods in moderation has helped me not go so crazy, that one day during the week. Also, a way to get happy and work on myself was to create a dream board. So I have a dry erase board. I wrote down all the things that I want for myself in order to be happy and be full and complete by myself without needing to be with somebody else. So my number one priority was to get in shape. So I already talked about what I needed to do to get my head straight with my eating habits. Number 2 was to find out who I am. Believe it or not, I had no idea who I was. A lot of times when you're with someone for so long, you're compromising, which is great, but you forget just who you are. And I sacrificed a lot to try and please my in-laws, to try and please my husband, to try and, be friends with all my husband's friends, that I lost myself and what I stood for. My goal was to purchase a home, because all of a sudden I had this beautiful home and then I'm stuck back at my mom's. I just completely reverted and felt like a child again. Another goal was to make new friends, because when you end a relationship of 10 years, you lose half of your friends. I don't care how mature you are, people take sides. All of my husband's friends who I thought cared about me, I never heard from them again. I didn't as much as get a text message from any of them. Hi, how are you? Would have been nice. But, I didn't get that. So you see who your true friends are. And my goal was to build a positive network again. Also, I wanted to find success in my business. I was a social worker. I wasn't happy. I was overworked, underpaid, very stressed out. Although I like helping people, I wasn't getting the gratification that I needed from that career. So I decided I wanted to try coaching again. So in order to fulfill all of these dreams, I have to work on myself, right? So I turned to personal development. And for me, that meant actually, this sounds so silly, but I actually Googled how to get through a divorce, how to be happy. how to be confident, how to just feel like you can breathe and just not feel like you're in this hole of depression and have to, seek out bad behaviors to be happy. A lot of my favorite personal development books the titles were How to Win Friends and Gain Influence by John C. Maxwell, How to Become a People Magnet, because I told you I was this negative, complaining girl, and nobody likes that. So no wonder I didn't really have that many friends. 52 Ways to Live a Kick-Ass Life. This is all about girl empowerment and how to just be you and knock out that negativity. The compound effect, how it teaches you how by doing something little by little every day that's positive will eventually lead you to where you want to be. And then I'm currently in the middle of the Motivation Manifesto right now, which is amazing. And I can't wait to finish that. So, and I also joined divorce support groups on Facebook. It sounds really cheesy, but it's basically like a divorce group for like Alcoholics Anonymous, but it's online, people who are dealing with that. And then I also just started to surround myself with more single people that understood me and, who went through a divorce. So that helped me a lot. And I learned a lot about myself. I am completely different than I was 2 years ago. I mean, still you still have your normal personality traits that you've been ingrained with, but I've definitely changed a lot. A huge part of changing is practicing what you preach. So I can't be a fitness coach but be stuffing my face with Oreos all day. I can't be a fitness coach but be binge drinking on the weekends. I can't preach all this positivity but be gossiping and negative in my own personal life. So I had to stop hanging around with negative people. A lot of those people were actually friends that I began to hang out with when I got divorced, but then I realized they were only interested in hanging out with me when I would get drunk and crazy with them. Those aren't true friends. I had to get back to having my consistent workouts. So there's no room to say that I'm this coach, but I'm working out 3 days a week when I'm not even, sticking to my own program. I had to cut down going out. I had to do it for my health, for my sanity, for my mental health, and just for my body. So I decided that going out once a week was enough. I'm still having my breathing room. I'm still having my time out with my friends, but I'm not going out 2-3 times a week. I had to get involved with a lot more positive people. So if that meant building friendships online and not joining society with me over here, by all means. I mean, I had to cut out friends that were just interested in drinking, but I built friendships online with my coaching team and my upline. And I can't even tell you how much happier of a person I am. I mean, I'm like cheesy happy. I'm happy all the time. I'm happy if I get woken up at 4 a.m. from a storm, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm alive. Like, this is great. It's just amazing how being with positive people and changing your daily behaviors makes it all the worthwhile. And it's hard. It's hard every day. There's a lot of times where I just want to go out or I want to, reconnect with some people, but I know they're not healthy for me. I know my own self-control and I know where I lack self-control. And sometimes you just have to stop yourself and refocus somewhere else to stay on track. Having a planner is huge for me. I literally, on Sunday nights, I will write down hour by hour what my schedule is for Monday through Friday. And that sounds a little crazy, but it works for me. And you just have to find out what works for you in terms of what will keep you on track. And I will check mark every behavior that I get through on a Monday. So I did my workout, check. Drank my Shakeology, check. I did my one-on-one call with my upline to help me with my motivation, check. I did my 30 minutes of personal development, check. I took a walk with my dog, check. Because that helps me with my mental, my thoughts, just getting out there and having fresh air. So I guess my whole point in this is that you have to find a balance. You have to make lists. You have to set your priorities straight. You have to find out what works for you. What works for me may not work for you. But if you find that you are progressing through these little behaviors, then you know that that's going to be working for you. If you find that you're acting different with certain people, you know that that person may not be the healthiest for you. You may have fun with them, but they may not care about your well-being. And, you know, my mom, I love my mom to death, but she is the most strong-willed, stubborn person that you'll ever meet. But she's very true in saying that nobody is going to care about you like you will care for you. And that sounds so selfish. And I talk about self-love a lot on Facebook, but it really is true. You have to put yourself first before anybody in your life, because if you're not happy, nobody's going to be happy. You know, that old saying, if mama ain't happy, no one's happy. It's so true. It's so absolutely true. So I could talk about this for hours because I like to talk a lot, but I'm going to open up the floor for questions because maybe that'll bring out more answers and more dialogue.
While people are thinking of their questions, first of all, I just want to thank you, Cassie, for sharing your story and just being so transparent. And it's hugely inspirational, you know, just seeing somebody take control of their entire lives. I love what you said, and just all about respecting yourself and loving yourself. You know, at the end of the day, that's one of the biggest things that we can get from doing these workouts. It's all just a way of respecting ourselves. So I just want to acknowledge you for that. So thank you.
Thank you.
And I do have those pictures if you want to share. Is that
okay? My story is not typical. Like I said, I gained weight, but even though my body got worse in my perspective, my mind is like, I'm a way better person mentally. So I'm a work in progress. What can I say?
Great. Well, let me see if I can, here we go. There we go. Can everybody see that?
So that's like a 15-pound weight difference. So.
No, I think you look great. I mean, I think you just look happy. I can just.
Yeah, I think the smile on the left was a little fake.
Right.
I mean, even though my body was on point and I loved it, I wasn't happy.
Yeah. That's amazing. Any questions anybody has? Want to pick Cassie's brain? You can feel free to unmute yourself. This is always the best time when we're all like waiting. Who's going to say anything?
Yeah, throw anything my way, you guys.
Can I ask a question?
Completely honest.
Hi, I wanted to just ask a question. What exactly did you put on your mood boards? Can you hear me?
Ooh, it's kind of feeding back. Try it again.
Now.
A little better.
Okay, what exactly did you put on your mood boards? Oh, sorry, not mood boards, your dream boards or whatever you said.
Yeah, I put down, get happy, get back in shape, find out who I am, purchase a home in 2016, which I'm working on.
Yeah.
Make new friends, find success within my business, and quit my career in social work.
Oh wow, cool. And I guess did you just look at that every day, and or?
I have a dream board for the year, and then I have monthly goals to work towards that.
Okay.
And then I actually already quit my career in social work in September, so I'm full-time coaching and making a good income with that. Made a lot of good new friends. I figured out a lot about who I am, but the key is constantly improving that and finding out more about yourself along the way.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks.
Thank
and great work.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Cassie, I have a question. How do you, and what a wonderful story. I really appreciate hearing about your struggles and how that both made you stronger and has, brought so much to your coaching business. So my question is, how and how much do you use your story, and your struggle in connecting people in helping people out that you want to connect with a challenge pack and, bring them into this fitness lifestyle?
Oh my gosh. I can pretty much relate to anyone at this point. I can talk about weight gain, depression, feeling lonely, not feeling confident, feeling like I was in a relationship where I wasn't appreciated, feeling like I had family that didn't care, friends that didn't care, started developing drinking issues, started developing eating issues. Like, besides not being a parent, I can pretty much relate to everyone on every level, I feel. So I will just dive in with people and talk about what they're going through and what they went through, how they overcame things. And 9 times out of 10, people will always bring up their own fitness or ask me about my fitness, because all of that stuff can really impact your physical being.
Wow.
So people gain weight because they're going through things in life, Right.
That's beautiful. So what I'm hearing is that you share with people, you empathize with them, you mirror back what you're hearing, and like the question of fitness just sort of emerges from that, and that you let them do it.
Absolutely. Let them. And I think being a social worker helps me because I'm a therapist, so I can get into people's heads easier,
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Anybody else? Well, Cassie, thank you so much for being here and sharing your story. And, I just see you light up whenever you talk about your story. And, I love that you've, we met each other, 3 years ago? And it's just so beautiful seeing you like in this place, and you just seem so centered and happy and really beaming. And I'm just so excited for you, and excited to see, where you're taking your life, and all of the people who are on your team and following you. So, if you guys are on Cassie's team, then you are lucky, lucky, lucky people, because she is an awesome coach. And, I hope that you tell her every day that she's amazing. So thank you so much for sharing and being a part of our Monday Mojo call. And